Last week, in the spirit of Valentine's Day, I shared how in 1993 my husband sent me 365 handwritten love letters the year we dated very long distance. He was in Santiago, Chile, and I was in Salmonock, Illinois. I likened it to how on a spiritual level we stay connected to God through His love letter to us, the Bible. Well, this week I want to tell you about one very special love letter that came to my mailbox that year. It arrived just a day or two before my birthday, one fine April day, and it wasn't just a letter. It was a package, and I opened it with tremendous anticipation. First, I pulled out the letter, but curiosity was way too great, so I set the letter aside and pulled out the present. There was a beautiful pair of handmade Chilean shoes. Awesome! Chileans make the best shoes. I set them aside and went right back to the letter. In his romantic Spanish, Christian explained that the shoes were just a birthday gift from his mom, but that I needed to be sure to look down into the toes of one of the shoes. So I set the letter down again and pulled the tissue stuffing out of one of the shoes. And what did I find? An engagement ring! It was official! Yes! See! I picked the letter back up and read some more romantic words, along with the request to please call him and let him know the treasure had actually arrived, and that he would also like to ask my dad for permission to marry me. Well, okay, so I called him right away, said a quick muchas gracias to my Chilean mom for the shoes, and screamed aloud, "Sí, por supuesto me caso contigo! Of course I'll marry you!" And we talked and we celebrated for a few moments. Now, about that ask my dad for his permission to marry me detail. Since Christian didn't speak English at the time, and my dad doesn't speak a word of Spanish, I had to translate. Awkward! I wonder if any other girl in the world had ever had to ask her dad for her own hand in marriage. Well, we made plans for Christian to call my dad, and here's how it went down.
Hello.
Hola, mi amor. Momento, espero a mi papi. Dad, pick up the phone and say hola.
Hola.
Hola, señor Jerry. ¿Cómo está usted?
Hello, Mr. Jerry. How are you?
I'm fine today.
Bien parece.
Señor Jerry,
Mr. Jerry,
tengo algo muy importante que preguntarle.
I have something very important to ask you.
Okay.
Sigue.
Amo a su hija con todo mi corazón
I love your daughter with all my heart,
y quiero amarla y cuidarla el resto de mi vida.
and I want to love her and care for her the rest of my life.
Oh, already?
Oh, see?
Sí, y quiero pedirle permiso para casarme con ella.
Yes, and I want to ask your permission to marry her.
¿Podría casarme con ella, señor Jerry?
May I marry her, Mr. Jerry?
I guess so.
Ah, parece que sí.
Muchas gracias, señor Jerry. Le prometo tratarla como una reina.
Thank you so much, Mr. Jerry. I promise to treat her like a queen.
I hope so.
Ah, okay, espero que sí. Okay, Dad, you can hang up now. Ay, qué perfecto. Now that was a really fun day. It was fun because my earthly father quickly gave us the answer we wanted, which made me think, don't you love it when you go to our Heavenly Father and He quickly gives you the exact answer you wanted? Whether you go to his love letter, the Bible, and find words that make you feel so good, or go to him in prayer and he quickly answers exactly how you wanted. That made me think of two alternative ways this wedding proposal could have gone down. Number one, I find the engagement ring, I call him and I tell him, "Sí, por supuesto me caso contigo." And then about the idea to ask my dad's permission, I say, "No, eso es mi decisión. Es mi vida y yo sé mejor que él con quién me debería casar." I could have physically done that. You know, sometimes that's what we do spiritually. We don't read our Bible or pray or ask our Heavenly Dad for his permission or even his input on some things because, well, we want to do what we want to do. We like to be, or at least we like to think, we're in control. And we think we know what's best for our lives. The question, though, is this: do we really think we know better than he does what's best for us? Do we really think we're smarter than God? Here's the second way this wedding proposal could have gone down.
Y quiero pedirle permiso para casarme con ella.
Yes, and I want to ask your permission to marry her.
¿Podría casarme con ella, señor Jerry?
May I marry her, Mr. Jerry?
I'm sorry, Christian, but no, you do not have my permission to get married.
Sí. Quizás sonó como no, pero estoy segura que él quiso decir que sí. Now, in spiritual alternative number one, we don't even go to God because we want to be in control and we're sure we know what's best. In spiritual alternative number two, it's a little different. In this alternative, we have the good intentions of going to God. We may read his word and we may pray to understand his will on some things, but when we don't get the answer we want, we sometimes come up with our own translation or convince ourselves that surely this is what he meant to say in his word. And once again, the question is this: do we really think we're smarter than God? Do we really think we know the future better than he does? Or maybe we believe that he's smarter and knows the future better and knows what we need since he made us, but maybe a better question is this: do we trust that he really wants what's best for us? Do we trust that he loves us with an eternal love no matter what we've done? Do we believe he's not out to punish us or make our lives boring and miserable? Do we really believe he has a hope and a future for us? I think this may be one of the greatest issues that keeps us from reading God's love letter to us. If we could begin to fathom just how much he loves us, that he's for us and not against us, we would feel different about spending time connecting with him and growing in our relationship with him. I wonder where you're at today. Do you hesitate to even meet up with God in his word or prayer because you want to maintain control of your life? Or do you, with good intentions, approach God in the Bible or prayer, but sometimes come up with your own translations? Do you believe he knows what's best? Do you trust he really wants what's best for you? Oh, friend, I promise, life with him in control is the best life possible, as he is so infinitely smarter than we are. And if you really want to believe that he wants what's best for you, but have a hard time believing, You can approach God much like the man we find in Mark chapter 9 who really wanted to believe Jesus could heal his son. He told Jesus, "I do believe. Help me overcome my unbelief." I hope that's what happens with us, that we overcome our unbelief in that area. Below this video on my blog, I've included some verses and ideas that have helped me grow in my belief that He is not only able, but He's wanting to give me what's best for me. I share some verses that have increased my desire to connect with our Heavenly Dad through His love letter, the Bible. I hope they're helpful to you. And I'm sure you have some good ideas for the rest of us. Please leave them in the comments below so we can all learn and grow together. As always, if you like this video, spread the love. Go ahead and click the share button. It's right there. You can do it. I know you can. Thanks so much, friends, for watching, and let's cheer others on to love and live for Jesus this week.